Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain.
On the road to destiny, find the path that's meant to be. Leave the past behind, it's time to set your spirit free. Step forth with courage, ready for the battle now. From the easy way to the hard way, to the unseen road somehow. To unfold a wandering, find the path that leads you home. Take a leap of faith, don't be afraid to roam. Through the 5 paths you'll discover what's true. Keep pushing forward, 'cause destiny's waiting for you. Walk with determination, feel the fire deep within. On this journey of a lifetime, let your journey begin. Leave behind the doubts, the fears, and the strife. Embrace the unknown, ignite the passion in your life. Walk with determination, feel the fire.
I'm committed to the truth, that's my solemn vow. No less than honesty, I'll show you how. When life gets tough and the path seems rough, I'll shake things up, I'm not afraid to be tough. Brace yourself, it's not for the faint of heart. I promise to guide you, to play my part, to lead you to your best day ever. Together we'll be smart. No gloves today, it's time to be real. I'll kick your spiritual ass, it's part of the deal. Ready for transformation, take my hand. Time is barely, don't hesitate. Here's my promise, take it to heart. I'm here for you, right from the start. For your best day ever, we'll make a chart. In the land where shadows dwell, truth is my solemn creed. Through the fog and dark abyss, I'll show the path you need. When the night is cold and long, and hope seems but a bluff, I'll stand firm against the dark, unyielding, strong and tough. Steel your soul for this quest, there's not the frail of heart. I vow to guide me through the gloom, to play my destined part, to lead me to thine epic fate, where legends are discovered. Together we shall conquer fears, our spirits tightly covered. Cast aside the shielding doubt. Whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom, I'll ignite the flames of truth, burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain. Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom, I'll ignite the flames of truth, burning so bright. Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mysteries, setting us free through swirling mist. The future I see, guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead, no refrain.
And good morning, my beautiful stars. Happy Tuesday to you all. Welcome in, Crypto. Welcome in, Valerie. I see you hopped in line there. Welcome on in. I am the Unknown Prophet. My name is Joshua Bleasy. I do daily tarot readings between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. Central Standard Time every time except, the weekends. So welcome on in, everybody. It's a happy Tuesday for me, and I just want to say hello to my beautiful stars. How are we doing today? I hope you're having well. Oh, excuse me here.
Truth is my solemn creed. Through the falling dark abyss.
So how are we doing today, Crypto, and how are we doing today? Good morning and welcome in. So, Crypto, why don't you tell me when you're ready? Please tell me your numbers and or question of the day. And Valerie, why don't you get your numbers ready as well? And we're going to get going here, guys. So, kind of zoned out there for a second. Coffee's still kicking in. I'm going to warn you, I'm just a tiny bit toasty right now because of the pain levels are really high. I should probably put this on just because. So we're going to do a little bit. Deeds, I'm doing pretty good today, actually. I'm having a pretty good energy day and stuff like that. So I'm ready to do some readings for people here and help them out. Try to help them find their path and stuff. I'm just waiting for a couple people to come back in here and know that everything's over and stuff like that. So if it's your first time here, here's how it works here. You hop in line by pressing ! join. Then I need you to pick some numbers for me. When it's your turn, please, I will ask you how many times you want me to shuffle the deck for you, 1 through 10, and then I will ask you to pick a second set of number, 1 through 52. That's where the answers you are searching for will be in my deck. Now, when I'm shuffling, if cards hit the desk, as long as they're under a certain amount of cards, those are your destiny, or as I like to call them, God cards. They're the message from your higher power telling you exactly what you need to hear today. So we always reveal those at the end of the reading if you get them, but don't worry about them. We'll tell you if you do. Alright, so that's how it works here. So Crypto, you're up. We're going to start the 3-minute timer now. Crypto, this is your 3-minute timer. Alexa, 3-minute timer. Okay, never mind. Cancel. Alexa, cancel timer. Alexa, cancel timer. So, alright, let's find out what the cards have to say for you on this, Crypto. Alexa, cancel timer. Alright, now we're going to do this here. So, you want to know if Stephen will finally contact you. Let's find out for you, okay, Crypto? 1, 2, 3. Got some God cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10th card. Shuffle. Alright, and the 5th card is, and we have a 1, 2, 3 God card message for you as well today, Crypto. 1, 2, 3, 4, and here is the 5th card telling you exactly if Stephen is going to contact you or not. Okay? So, it's time to admit that maybe it's time for a change. I know how much you want Stephen to be the one. I really do. I understand it. But there comes a time when you have to recognize that he's going through some major changes right now. And the person he's becoming might not be the person you will fall back in love with again. He's going through this rebirthing stage. And you have to understand that the Stephen that is coming out of this rebirthing stage is not going to be the Stephen you know now. You know what I'm saying? And let me turn this off here. I've got to turn the music off. So I'm turning the music off. And the freeze card is telling me something's keeping him from contacting you. He's afraid that he's going to step on someone's toes, that he's afraid that he's going to step on the thin ice and hear the cracks and go, oh no, this is too dangerous for me. So I think that there's a little bit of fear involved of rejection, not necessarily on your part, just in general. You know, it's that I fear rejection in general, so that's stopping me from going forward kind of a emotion kind of a deal. So those changes, along with the I don't know if I'm ready for this or I'm something stopping me from going forward. He has too much to tend to himself right now. And that's where he's not going to contact you because he's got too much going on with himself right now. He's got to get back to dealing with himself and learn how to tend back to the things that are important to him. You may be one of those things in the future, but he's trying to find a brighter future. And right now, you're not a part of that future. He could call you, but right now he's just too involved in himself. He has to be. So I think the answer is pretty much a no there. Will he contact you? He's going through too much to do that right now. The Glaze card tells me that he's trying to shine a brighter future onto his world. So he's trying to work through the changes. He's trying to move past his some of those fears and doubts and anxieties that keep him from happy. But ultimately, he's trying to get back to looking after himself and tending to himself. That's why he's not calling or doing anything with anyone right now. And then your God cards came to tell you something else too as well. So here we go with your 3 God cards, Crypto. Please hear me when I say this. You have to understand that you have to give yourself permission to be happy. My brother did something extremely bad in this world. He deserved everything he got. Now, in your life, in your world, you've kind of put yourself in your own prison because of what you feel you've done wrong in this world. For whatever karmic debt you think you owe, or whatever curse you're under, or whatever thing keeps coming on top of you. But you have to understand the same thing my brother had to understand eventually. He got put into a place where he couldn't get out. Just like you put yourself into a place you can't get out. You don't know how to get out of the jail you put yourself into. Well, today is parole day there, Crypto. Today is the day you walk out of that prison you keep putting yourself in, and the thing you keep from your happiness. And maybe it's time to walk out and walk away from something that you think is bringing you happiness when it's not. We have to start to live in the emotions that we're actually feeling and let them out. And allowing ourselves to take that breath of fresh air once again so we can change our lives around from being what it used to be and give ourselves permission to say, today is the day I escape my own prison. Today is the day I breathe the fresh breath of air again and take the zest of life back in my own hands. I let my emotional tears out. Whether they be happy, sad, anxiety, depression, whatever it is, it's time to let them out in a more healthier way and find a positive way forward. My brother had to change his life around. He did something bad. He knows he couldn't change that bad thing he did. But not like you can change it because you have the opportunity to do this now. You change your life around if you want. If you can let go of the guilt. It's time. It's time to let go of the guilt associated with everything. Don't feel guilty for succeeding and being happy. Don't feel guilty for everything that's happened to you in your past. It's time to finally let it go. It's time to believe you are every person. You are Crypto. You are the beautiful grand elder tree. You've made it through the test of time. Don't you realize just how strong of a woman you are? You've shown yourself time and time again what you are resilient of, how you can make it through, how you can be the person who grows through the storm. And even though you have stood the test of time, you know that there's still much growth left to go. But guess what? You have everything you need to be the person. You don't need Steve. Steve is a nice bonus maybe, but he's a maybe. He's not a definite. If you keep putting yourself back in that prison, and I'm saying this to you very, very as honestly as I can, Crypto, I don't think Steve is the one. I don't. I think he's the lesson you need to learn in order to find what real love looks like. That's what I think Steve is. Because there's too many boxes he's checking right now going, maybe he's not the one. Maybe he's not the one. That's why we keep questioning it. And I just want you to maybe realize that. You're trying to tell yourself something here. You know? And from what I'm hearing from the other side, it's like everything keeps trying to show you something, but you don't want to see it because those rose-colored glasses are still firmly planted on your eyes there. It's time to break the rose-colored glasses and see things for how they really are there, Crypto. I really do believe things are going to change here in a little bit and maybe wake you up a tiny bit. And you might not like what you see in Steve, okay? But let's see what happens next, okay? You got to take initiative, girl, too, okay? You can't just sit back here and wait for him to call you, to call you, to call you. Cleansing the cards off for Valerie. She wants to know how this week will go for you and your friend. So you and your friend, you want to know how the week's going to go. Okay, Valerie, let's find out. Here are your 6 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, God card, and a 6 card shuffle. You have a 1 God card message today, Valerie. And the 8th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the 8th card is. So how will the week go for you? Oh, wow. So, Valerie, how the week is going to start to go is, first of all, understand that what you're going through right now, that maybe some of the things you're going through right now, you had to go through that rough patch before what is about to happen happened. I want you to realize that had to happen. That rough patch that you just went through, without it, this next part can't happen with you and your friend. Okay? It's time to ignite the path that you want to have happen here. But you have to take your will, your intent, your belief, your positive belief that this will work out exactly the way you want it to work out, and use what was given to you to strike that match against the grain and ignite that path onto that bright, bright candle of what you want to build up next. Because you can only let that stick burn so long before you have to add it to that power source of who you are again. So it's time to reignite whatever it is you want to ignite. Now is the time to ignite it. Now is the time for you to take this 2 different ingredients and mold it into the shape you want it to be. So, what do you want it to be? What do those ingredients look like? It's not like you're playing with 2 different ingredients here. Your different ingredients are green and yellow, different kinds of Play-Doh. I'm the red kind of Play-Doh. And we're going to mix both of our things together, and we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out because we're going to take it into our own 2 hands and actually say, hey, what are our boundaries? What are not our boundaries? What I'm comfortable with doing right now? What I'm not comfortable with doing right now? And we're going to take it slow and see where we can shape it into whatever we want to make it. But we have to decide together what that's going to look like. We have to start to open up our arms and receive the gifts that we're getting from this person there, Valerie. Whatever they're giving you, whether it's friendship, romantic love, or just being there for you as a decent human being, you have to take the gifts that are being given to you and open them up in the right order so that you can learn the lesson the universe is trying to teach you. Because this is a lesson for you and your friend about something you have to get over now. So ask yourself, what do you and your friend have in common that you both haven't really moved past of yet, but you could both utilize each other's tools to help you get through those things. They aren't going to be able to do it for you, but they are going to help you learn the lesson that you need to learn. How to ignite that path that needs to be reignited. How to mold yourself into what shape you want it to be. And if you're ready to combine that path with someone, that's the time. Now is the time. Now is the time to do that. Both ingredients have to come together, though, to accept those gifts that we are giving. Whether they be, I'm sharing the most negative attributes of who I am, and you have to go, those aren't exactly the best sweaters I've ever seen in my life, but I'm still going to keep them because they're the most precious sweaters in my life. And then you're going to see the brilliantly beautiful parts of everything. Exactly. So it's relearning that lesson all over again. So what do you have in common that you both have to work through? And I think you both have to understand that that's why you're friends right now and why things can't move forward. I know you want more. I know you want more from this friend. But the problem is you're both getting stuck on the what if. The what if of it all. You know, what if we break up? What if all of this stuff? What if all of that stuff? All those anxieties and fears you guys share together. Well, it's time to work through those together because it's time to get the big picture. It's time to start to weave that tapestry together to make some kind of a sense. What does that picture look like? What do we want to see our lives look like? We know what we're intending it to be looking like, but I'm not the only artist here. I have to go, hey, do you like how this is looking so far? Just like you have to do that with him, he has to start to do it with you. It's a two-way street here, Valerie, but you have to start to see it and believe that picture is possible for it to be possible in the first place. And then you have to open up your mouth and tell him what you need to tell him. and stop holding back. But it looks like it's a lesson that you both need to learn this week, and you're both going to go through it together. Well, like I said, you got to give it the time and space too. It's like, okay, let me put it to you this way, Valerie, okay? You're at a restaurant. You get the salad and the soup first to kind of get your appetite all nice and warmed up. And then you kind of enjoy a little bit of the soup, a little bit of the salad, maybe some bread on the side. But you don't want to fill up quite yet because you know the main course is on its way. Well, the cooks are in the background finishing up all the little pieces that go on the plate. They're trying to put together a beautiful picture for you to eat from. And as he is coming to your table presenting this plate of bounty in front of you, going, here's what I'm offering you right now. Let's see how this tastes. Let's see how this works out before we move it forward. We haven't seen anything yet, but that means we haven't made a choice yet. And we're taking the time to make the choice because we don't want to hurt friendship here. He loves you. He doesn't want to see your friendship. And he doesn't know if he's ready to move it from friendship to boyfriend, girlfriend kind of status or something like that. Because he's still trying to work out a couple of things in that kitchen to finish up so that when he comes to you table of yours and presents a meal, he's got everything in order the way he wants it to. So you go, I like what I'm tasting here. You know, you have to remind him that you're there for him to be that support pillow if he needs it. So if he needs to cry into you and scream into you and let it all out in the morning, say, give it to me, baby. And then what you do is you go outside and you give it to whatever higher power you believe in. Though you don't take it with you, you know. You let him vent. You let him get it out. You know, you offer him that space to be the most negative self he is and still be okay with it. You have to understand, he's got to learn how to get past that. And you can't teach him that. As much as you want, you can't teach him that. You can support him during it. You can help and give him suggestions, but he's still got to make the conscious choice to get through the shit. And you know he has been working on it for a while. Let me see what Dini just said. Prophet, I just wanted to say, to share a quote. If someone is meant to be in your life, God will bring them into it no matter what the distance. However, if they are not a part of this plan, you will feel lack of peace. You will feel constantly feeling disconnected and confused. The sign might be that this is not the right person for you. You know, and that's kind of what I was trying to say there too is, but in your case, Valerie, there's something there, okay? For you and this person, there is something there. It's breaking beyond the friendship barrier and taking the chance on love. And you both are ready for that. But someone's got to go first. And I think it's got to be you, Valerie. I think it's got to be you chasing him and showing him he is worth it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't know if he's worth it quite yet. I know how screwed up this might sound, but he doesn't feel worthy of you. How screwed up is that? So he wants to get ready to be worthy of you. Deeds, it's your turn if you're still around. Deeds, calling you to the reading room. Deeds, calling you to the reading room. Please let me know your numbers and question of the day. I know it's got really hard, Valerie, but it's just honest. You just got to be honest with him, the man, and just let it out there. And nothing's gonna ruin the friendship. What? Okay, so I told you I have a little bit of a romantic feeling to you. That isn't reciprocated. Let's laugh it off. Ha 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 ha. You know? Yeah. Well, there you go. But you know, I believe that is a very good opinion. You know, I love that you want to come here and get your answers from me. But yes, that's exactly what you have to do. Eventually, you have to say to yourself, when is enough enough? I have to start to live my life the way I want to live it. I need to stop doing all of these things that tell me what to do and start deciding what to do. And that's exactly what I want people to do and learn how to come here to do. So thank you, Dee. You just made me a very, very proud Twitch father right now for saying all of that. So I'm going to cleanse these cards off for Deed's engine, Deedley's engine. Please let me know. I'm going to put your 3-minute timer on now. 3-minute timer, Alexa. Alexa, put a 3-minute timer. So you got 3 minutes to speak up. But, you know, and that's a good, I mean, if they want to be there, they will be there. There will be nothing that will ever stop them from being there. That's what real love looks like. It's this unseen force between you two that will speak beyond any words can ever speak of. It will be your song that you sing to your one true love that will hear that song in return and call you back and then say, this is the song of my heart too. And then you sing that symphony together. It's like when Celine Dion and Bocelli get together and they sing the prayer. They both have their separate parts, but when they come together, it's one of the most epic love songs and beautiful pieces of music ever. But it's not any less beautiful if one of the other aren't there. They're both beautiful people with beautiful voices, but together they are the symphony that moves and shakes worlds, you know? That's the kind of love you guys want. Really, trust me, that's it. That's the kind of love. The kind of love that changes destiny itself. Alexa, how much on my timer?
There are no timers set.
Alexa, 3-minute timer.
3 minutes, starting now.
You know, and I speak a lot of this on this channel because I've been through this myself. Okay? I've been through all kinds of love. I was the boy who was cheated on, so I had at least 3 girlfriends who cheated on me because they didn't feel I was enough of a person for them, that they had to go seek out somebody who is more dangerous than me. AKA my brother was the bad boy of the family, and you know, they went with the bad boy rather than the good boy. I was the good boy that wasn't, you know, exciting enough for you, you know. So I got cheated on a lot when I was younger because I was under the impression that they were really in love with me when they were just biding time and not really doing anything there. Yeah, I've got 2 minutes left on his timer, D, and then we'll join your reading as well. But, you know, it's time that we speak to that heart of ours, that we speak to those moments of ours, that we are understanding what our truest of hearts is trying to tell us. And it keeps trying to tell us the truth all of the time. And we don't always like to listen to that truth. And hey, you know what? Everything's up for anything can happen. There's always a chance. I can't say that there isn't ever a chance, because the free will game of this world will maybe sometimes roll up 6s for you, you know, and then you'll get everything you've ever wanted. I'm case in point of that. Okay, I rolled 6s and I got everything I ever wanted, but I also had to work very hard to get here to get that as well. You know, so it wasn't just I might have gotten a preview of what was to come, but I still had to make it happen. Yeah, I agree. 1 minute left on the timer for Deeds. 1 minute left on the timer for Deeds. You have 1 minute to respond, Deeds. So, you know, I'll start cleansing the cards for you, D, so get your numbers ready and your question. Okay, Deemy. Then I'll just call you Deemy. Whatever. Deemy, son. Oops, gotta go get something here. My filter decided to run away. Haha. Alexa, stop timer. So give me a second to put this back on, guys. Need a brighter light. Give me 1 second here, and then we'll get back to readings, okay? Deeds, you had your option, your choice. That's why I was calling them deeds, not. Okay, back here, down. And then, okay, Demies, let's get to your question of the day. You wanted to know what will happen if I stop talking to this person. Okay, D, let's find out what they have to say for you, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You have a 1 God card message today, 2D. And 1. You wanted 7 and 1 here, so here we go. What will happen if you stop talking to this person, right? So one of the things that will happen if you do stop talking to this person, okay, is then you'll start to build up the safety net you need for you in your life. You'll be working more on yourself and working on what is going to keep you on track for the goals and dreams that you need to be working through. So in that respect, you're going to be building up on the foundation you originally created and kind of go back to that important dream and start to build up around that important goals and stuff like that. So you'll be building up that confidence, you'll be building up that gameplay, all of that stuff will start to build up in you. The battle will stop to be at war with. You won't be anxiety as much anymore. You won't be in fear. You won't have all the jittery feelings and stuff like that. Well, you just asked me what will happen if you stop talking to this person. So, if you stop talking to this person, the war inside is going to stop. The battle is going to end. You're going to be more at peace within yourself. You're going to stop feeling guilty that this person didn't want you, and you're going to move on and move forward, and you're going to start seeing how much of a success you can be instead of what you did wrong, because you didn't do that much wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's just time to let it go, though, D, and say to yourself, I can't keep hanging on to the bad feelings that are associated with this. I made a choice. They have not made their choice yet, and I have to move on. Otherwise, I'm going to keep living in this guilt or something. So if you move on, you'll move past that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That won't be part of you anymore. You'll finally get to release all of this old baggage that you need to get rid of in order to really concentrate on that goal and dream that's really important to you. So it's all going to help you let this all out. This is all going to help you let everything out so you can finally go, you know what, world, I don't want you telling me how to be anymore. I need to release who I am to the world. I need to release what I don't want in my life anymore. I'm not going to put up with it. This is how I want it. And if you don't want to be a part of it, tough shit kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then you have a God card 2D, which is telling you that it's time to work on self again, like I keep telling you. That Great Oak card is all about working on that inner self and that inner strength and coming to believe that I am finally working on being at home within myself. I am ready to let go of the old baggage. I'm adopting new, different choices, and I'm now growing in a more positive way. That's what the Great Oak is all about. So you're doing this in the most positive way possible. But even the gods have come to say, hey, an answer to your question from us too is, if you just let it go, this is who you're going to become again. That Great Oak again. And everything has gone downhill since you started this whole thingy. You know it. And you've seen it because your concentration is on something else and everything else is going to the wayside. Because it's just a part of life. It's just a part of life. It's just a part of learning how to live a life. It's experiencing it and learning how to get through it and how to overcome it. I think that's exactly what it is. That sometimes you just need to let them go. You know what the greatest compliment in love is? If you really, really love someone, you will let them go. Because if you let them go and they come back to you, then it was real love. You know? And I think that is part of it too, Dee. And I think it was time for you to learn that lesson. That you're trying to do it in the easiest way possible, but I think everything that we've talked about, and just before I go on to you, Crypto, you're next, but everything that's moved on into you there, Dee, everything that you've told me, I just don't see this girl working out, honestly. I think you're going to get heartbroken and you're going to end up being, having to start back to a place where you didn't want to have to go back to again. I would think it would be healthier for you to move on, but hey, it's your life. I love you no matter what. I'll be here for you no matter what. So, Crypto, throw me your numbers and question of the day. It's second reading. Third reading, we do ask now if you are going to get a third reading during my stream, please at least tip a minimum of $5 for a third reading. I haven't put that up there yet, but I'm going to be adding some things to the stream. I think it's time to start asking for some help from you guys if you want more than a couple of readings per stream. Good. Crypto, are you here? Cleansing the cards off for this question. You know that besides you knowing that he's busy and that all of this stuff is going through in his life, you still want to know if he wants to get back with you right now? Okay. But I want you to understand that this answer is going to come at a price there, Crypto. Okay? You and Steven. Either you have to figure it out after this, or I might say, hey, no more Steven questions for a while. Ask me a different question for a little bit. Okay, after this, if you want another reading today, it can't be about Steven and you, okay? Something else I'll answer. Alright? But this is my last time for this stream at least. Tomorrow, go ask me again on the Crypto, on the Steve thing. But I'll do it this time for you, this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you have a God card too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the 10th card is: does Steve want to get back with you? Okay. So the question is, does Steve want to get back with you, right? There's a lot of baggage here, okay, Crypto, and some of this has to be let out first. The rain has to start to be let out once again. We have to deal with some of this old stuff first before anything can happen again. It's like holding in a lot of things that we haven't said before and letting them out, but we're trying to let them out in more healthier ways now, not always the screaming, yelling, or the whatever way you guys chose to argue and stuff like that. But he's trying to let some things go, and wanting to get back with you is a very emotional thing for him, and he's not quite sure he wants to do that yet. The enjoy card means it's time for him to enjoy his own life. So I don't know if you're the key to that enjoyment right now. You know, I don't know. He's enjoying the life as it is. So I don't know if you are entering into that equation, because I don't think he knows you're there sometimes, you know. Like he thinks we've moved on and all of that other stuff, because the enjoy card is popping up too. You know, Steven wants to get back to you. Maybe he's just enjoying the life the way it's going, and right now it's okay with everything the way it is. He's claiming his own personal power. So, does he want to get back with you? Well, if he wanted to, he would be there. He would have already contacted you. He would already be there. He would already be a part of your life. This wouldn't even be a question. So, if he's not doing that, what does that tell you, Crypto? That he are not priority right now, okay? His priorities are somewhere else. And he sees a different view of his world now that you don't understand. He's trying to get somewhere that he hasn't been able to get to before. My cat just brought his cat toy. Where? It's time for him to get in the car and drive to where he wants to go. Maybe you're this passenger in this road trip here, but you're just a passenger. That means you're just traveling with him while he figures shit out. So that's what it would be right now. Even if he wanted to get back with you, which I think it's more right now. He's got too many other things going on. Like I was telling you before, there's a lot of self work going on here with Steven, and letting out that emotionalness. I think if you do press it a little bit, he's gonna let all of it fly on you, and it might not make you feel so great. He's going to enjoy his life. He's not going to live back into the old bad crap or baggage anymore. He's not putting up with that shit anymore. He needs to move forward and do it in a positive way and enjoy his life. He wants to claim that power and claim it good. So if he hasn't done it by now, he probably isn't going to do it. He needs to drive to the place he wants to get to. I don't know if you're the person who is coming along for the ride. I don't think he needs anybody in that other car right now. I think it's all on him to get to where he needs to. He needs to go on that road trip to decide that when he's ready to come back to life again, he'll live life. And then God comes to say again, hey, donate back to self. He's donating back to self. Can't you give this man time to heal? What? So that's your answer, Crypto. But you have to start to accept it. You can't keep pressing a button, expecting a different answer, and wanting to get the answer you want to get. If that's what you really want, then go tell Steven how you feel. Give him a big old kiss. Show him in no uncertain terms just how much you care about him, and leave nothing on the table. Your turn is next there, dead man. What? Where is it? There's nothing here, buddy. There's no toy. I don't see a toy. Okay, cat, whatever. I can't keep trying to throw your toy around. I'm here to help other people, not play with the kitty. There's no toy here, buddy. Alright, anyway. Okay, gotta go. See you later then. Give me a second, Deeds. I've got to check something here real quick. You did not bring me your toy, kitty cat. See, that's where it is right there. Ready? You ready? Okay, cat. Alright, back to readings, guys. Alright, back to, sorry about that. I had to placate a kitty cat for a little bit there. Dad, man, thank you for your patience today. I truly appreciate it. After this, I am going to take a bathroom break, guys. So after this, I'm going to take a 10 to 15 minute break to kind of give myself a restroom break. And now I'll play with the kitty cat. So, Dead Man, since it's your first band here, let me know you're here still, please. I'm sorry about that, buddy. We'll start to cleanse these cards off. I want to know you're here first, so because I saw you were a first-time chatter here, so welcome back. Sorry about that. Had a kitty cat emergency. Okay, well, let me know when you're ready here, buddy, and I'll let you know how it works when you're ready. I don't know what Oblivion is, but is that a game? All right, here's how it works, dead man. I'm going to ask you to pick a couple numbers. I want you to pick a number 1 through 10. I'm going to shuffle the deck that many times for you. Then I want you to pick a second set of number 1 through 52, and that's where the answers you are seeking will be in my deck. You can ask a question, any question you want. Just make it as simple as possible so I can understand what you're asking. And last but not least, if any cards pop out while I'm shuffling, those are your higher power cards. There's a message from your higher power. And since you're new here, I will ask permission to show those cards because they're the most extreme messages you can get from a higher power. So I always do that for first timers only. After that, your first time, all bets are off. You get to see them whether you want it or not. So here, that's what we're here to do then. And I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know, not what you want to know. All of that fun stuff. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting for your numbers and question whenever you're ready. Okay, getting rid of that. So we're just waiting for Dead Man's numbers here. Okay, 7 and 48. My question will be, am I adequately growing for the future I want? Like as a person. I got you. So here we go with your reading for you today, okay? Cleansing the cards off as I do for everybody first. And here are, I always let you know when your 7 official shuffles start. So here are your 7 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Okay, that's too many. 1, you have too many. 5. When we get that many cards, it doesn't count. 5, 6, and I knew we were gonna get one, at least one. 7, and then we got one card for your God card, and then we have 48 cards to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47. Okay, so this is the 47th cards on the bottom here. And then your 48th card is now on top. And you want to know about that, the question is, are you adequately growing for the future that you want? So, here is that answer for you. Are you growing adequately, right? Dead man, it's funny that you're asking that question, because I think that the reason you're here today is because you feel like there's something kind of missing here in the equation. You're not quite sure what it is that you still have to do in order to get that fulfilling feeling inside yourself, right? And you've been trying to face a couple of these things that have been plaguing you practically your whole life. I'm not talking about the fear of heights here. I'm not talking about a fear of a bug or a creature. I'm talking about actual real life. Something scares me because I don't know what will happen if I get the future I want to have. You know? Right, exactly. It's not a I'm missing something for myself feeling. The leap of faith you have yet to take is that you have to start to trust that. Because just like when you are putting your faith in whatever higher power you put your faith in, you have to trust that they've got your back. And they do. They've got the parachute on the back for you. They've checked it for all the safety measures. They've got that support team on the side in case that parachute fails. They've got a nice, soft, cushy place. But they can't do the jumping for you. And you know that there's that one thing that you've been kind of scared to face, or cut through the bullshit of yourself for a second and really say, I need to say to myself, I can't do this anymore. I've got to take a new leap of faith and try something different I haven't done in my life. This is the time to risk. This is the time to take that leap of faith that you've been waiting to take, to become the person that you want your future to be. Because this is you right now, glowing like you really want it to be. You already are the person and already are on track. You glow like that brilliant, beautiful soul that you have worked on. You've earned this, so you have to understand that. Now, the only thing left to do is to throw away the last little bits that are just hanging on the tree. Like leaves on a tree have to fall to the ground, they all pile up into that magical compost pile of the planet Earth, and it all decides to start to dissolve. So letting those last little things that we have to let go of, sometimes just naturally they just are going to start to go away. And we're going to allow that to happen so that we can concentrate on the things that are important. What will come back to us as we start to let go of the things that we still have to let go of will be fertile new ground somewhere in the future. But there's a little bit of work left to do, and it's time to let go of those fig leaves that we've been hanging on to. It's time to embrace all of you. Yes, you love the positive side, but do you love the negative side as much as you love the positive side? Are you ready to embrace part of the thing that you want to see you become in that future? You are adequately growing. You are embracing that path. You are embracing yourself. Finding ways to leap of faith and take those risks you need to start to take to become that person. So start to shine the way you want to shine and start to live that life and be that light you want to be. Throw away anything else that doesn't matter or doesn't help you in that, and allow that to become fertile ground somewhere in the future. Because that's why you're going through all of this, is to learn how to embrace that last side of yourself that we all have to learn to love from time to time. It's not like there's much ugliness to love, but there's still that part of you wish you didn't have. AKA personal, as I have said before and I will say again, it is your first time in here. So because of that fact, I have to warn you. This is called a God card. You've been asking a question of your higher power recently. is that you've been saying, hey, give me a goddamn answer already. They're saying, okay, I'll give you a goddamn answer already. But it can be the hardest thing you will ever have to hear, and it can blow you out of the water sometimes. So I always like to warn you for your first time. If you want to see your God card, you can see it. You don't have to see your God card. But if you come in here again, I will show you your God cards from now on. So it's up to you whether you want to see it or not. This is the only time you get to choose. Oh my God, is this so appropriate for you? So appropriate for you. I know you're probably going, fuck, what does that mean? Right about now. So God, your higher power is saying, it's time to let the old life die. It's time to mourn the loss of that old life. You know what you have left to do? It's time to go get a nice little shoebox for yourself, okay? Just a nice little box. I don't care what size it is. Just go get a shoebox today. And I want you to write down and be honest with me all the things that you haven't let go of that you promised yourself you would. And I want you to put those writings into that magic little grave that you're making for yourself. And then put anything and all things in there that you no longer want in your life or for your life. Then I want you to take your happy little box out to your happy little fire pit and or grill or place of burning away things. Okay, safely of course. And I want you to hold a mini funeral for your old self so that you can start to finally be reborn and live your life again. Take a week to mourn the loss of what you just lost after you burn that box away. So hold a funeral for it. Take a week to mourn it. Then say to yourself at the end of the week, I am ready to be the new fucking me. And we have an ad starting here in about 27 seconds, so I always take a break until the ads are done here, guys. But that's what they're telling you. It's time for a change. It's time for something to finally let go of that old shit. How appropriate was that, dead man? If you want this, future, you gotta let all it all go. I don't know if that's accurate for you or not, but if that was any kind of accurate, you want to show me some love today, I have a PayPal you can scan the QR code of. If you want to give me some kind of love, that's up to you. These are completely free readings. Any kind of benefit you show me my way, whether it be like, subscribe, follow, or just a hi, how are you, and thank you for coming in and giving me your time today. That is much appreciated as well. Alright guys, I'm going to take a restroom break here, so I will be back in just a little bit. So enjoy the music while we play that here real quick.
Dreams will last.
Oh, ethereal purple flame, you bring me to the greatest, highest level of myself as I step through the door. I find the power of all that is by God myself, by the God's great gift.
journey now begins. Have faith that finds in me, and I hope to set you free. Never a stranger, we're connected deep within into the light. Only in danger when the heart doesn't take flight. Fly. In a world full of gray, let your color shine bright. Together we'll prevail through the darkest of the nights. Hold on tight, we'll chase away the doubts and fears. With every step we take, wiping away the falling tears. Colors of hope, swirling in the sky, we'll reach for the stars, no matter how high. Hand in hand, we'll chase away the pain. In this moment where rainbows never wane.
I'm like a fire, burning bright. In the darkest night, I shine so bright. No matter what they say, I won't be swayed. I'm unbreakable, I will never fade. Through the storms and the pouring rain, I'll face every challenge, I won't be tamed. I'll keep pushing forward, won't back away. I'm unshakable, I will never fade. I won't back down, I won't give in. I'll keep on fighting till the end. I'm unbreakable, I'm here to stay. Like a star in the sky, I will never fade. Through the storms and the pouring rain, I'll face every challenge, I won't be tamed. I'll keep pushing forward, won't back away. I'm unshakable, I will never fade. I'm beyond the dream, what I used to be. Unlocking my path to my destiny. Shining so bright, no room for a doubt. I'll follow this path without any cloud. Futures in my hands, carving my fate. With purpose I'm found, no time to wait, no looking back. I'm ready to go.
goats.
Guys, is the hype train gonna get this race to the bucket? We're gonna find out.
Do you understand the pain that we feel, the struggles we face, the wounds that won't heal? We sit up there, judging from above. Have you ever lived in the
Good bad morning, guys, and welcome back here. I'm ready to go again. Had to do a little bit of refresh there, a little bit there, get some water on my face, just kind of get some, more energy a little bit, take some time to just kind of collect myself and stuff like that. It's been a good day today, guys, so, $5 to skip the line, $5 for more than 2 readings. Please send to PayPal.
pain that we feel, the struggles we face, the wounds that won't heal? We sit up there, judging from above. Have you ever lived in the shoes of love? We navigate over the strife,
$10 for front of line.
in a small town, Corcoran, where the trailers roam back fields of cornfields. This was my home. Harsh world on my shoulders, day after day.
Yo, Blake.
But I kept on walking in my own special way, brilliantly beautiful, with a wish in my heart, under the willow tree, a brand new start. I heard the corn sing
It's too easy.
its
Guys, what has
melody,
changed? Is it
so
some, is it a
sweet.
new physics update? This is too
You
easy.
call
Holmes.
me
There's
forward,
no way.
destiny
This
to
race.
me.
Something's different after the physics
On
update.
this
So,
journey
change.
through life,
This is
I
all
find my
this
way
is the final
with
ring.
the willow tree
Guys,
as
this
my
might be too
guide.
easy. Should we keep
Day
on this?
by day in the land
We're
of
gonna keep on. If we win, we
where
win. If we
dreams
win, we
take
win. Good luck.
flight.
I don't care.
I'll become the man I was meant to be. Alright. I'm forging the path which increased,
Someone said,
embracing the unknown with great feast.
it's harder to get inside.
Magic
Oh, Val, you're gonna have to give me a second. I'm trying to fix something here real quick.
with ethereal flame, I make my art a journey song, a journey through the sun. Long last led me to the truth, the world amassed the unknown prophet. I am now revealed in perfect love and trust. My purpose sees rich and free. We dance in the fire. Together we rise higher and higher. In service to the world and lady.
That looks good. Anyway, time time I did something like that anyway. So guys, I'm gonna be like skip the line and stuff like that now. Valerie, what else do you need to know today, okay? Since today is the first day I'm doing this, and also to warn you here, before I do anything else now,
And wrote novels such as One Piece and
let's go, because I need more pain relief. So I'm gonna get something here. Okay, let's see here. Give me a second. I'm just gonna load up a little bit of green here real quick. The blue dragon is ready. Alright, we're gonna let that go. Alright, and I'm just gonna do this real quick, just to help a little bit.
hard on the lip of the can, and then boom, and it freaking pops and explodes. It's a way to
Alright.
open the drink without using the tap.
Here we go.
Big time life hack.
One. Cleansing shuffle. Cleansing shuffle. Gotta cleanse these cards off
It's not
first.
gonna let me click on. Oh, this
Cleansing
one.
shuffle. Almost forgot to do the
We
cleansing.
put Matt LeBlanc and
Alright,
then
so we
Zach
want to know.
but the
I
Zach
made a
Efron
big
part
step. I
was
wonder how it's going to go. Okay, here we go. Oop, that's too
All right,
many.
guys, let's see. We are down to the final
One,
three questions. If we get
two,
all three, we get another chance
three,
on the celebrity matchup.
4,
He has redeemed a scene and says Mads Gator.
5,
Wait, OP, which one? Guys, since Mads is sick,
6,
we're playing a bunch of Mads scenes
7,
to hype it up
and 8.
spread
You
the
had
good
two
vibes,
god,
right? So if you guys
3
have
god
any
cards as well.
Mads scenes
Okay,
you
Valerie?
let me
And then
know.
the second card is 1 and the second card. So you want to know how it's going to go with you making the big step that you just made.
Story of an attack by a rare American crocodile.
Okay, let's see what they have to say to you there, my friend.
All troll subs to be directed
So
at
Valerie,
Mads.
times have changed and it's time you made that big step. You want to know how it's going to go, right? Waiting will be over. That's the number one thing I want you to know, that after this, the waiting will finally be over. You will get your answer. So I don't know what path lays before you during that, but you will get an answer. I have an inclination that it's going to have to do with something that happened in the past with both of you that is going to have to resolve first, and we're going to have to come to some kind of agreement that has to stay where it belongs in the past for us to move forward. We have to take this time to really consider what we want this to be going further in the future. So whatever you chose to do, that big step, now is the time to wait and wait for the world to present itself to you, and then take your journey whichever way you want to go next, because it's the time to make the decision to do that. You could go down a hard path, which is making yourself very determined to get to a certain goal, even though it may require you to jump over a lot of obstacles to get there. You will finally get there faster than normally you would normally get there, because you're going to be very determined to do that. Or you can take the easy path, which is making a lot of little steps, a lot of little goals, and doing all of that. Or you can take the unseen path, which is combining both of those paths together, and that means you have to find a little bit of the easy, a little bit of the hard, but finally cut through your own bullshit to find the answers you need to find. So now, this action will help you mold this into something you want it to be. But that's one part of the equation. As you put them together, or whatever happened here, it's time to see what will happen. We have to be careful and shape it to what we want it to be. Celebrate it. No matter what, celebrate that you took the chance, that you took the choice, that you made a choice and took it. Celebrate the fact that whatever happens, you finally get to move on in whatever way it is. Positive, I think it's going to be more of a positive thing than a negative thing, because the celebrate card ultimately means you'll be happy and celebrating life by the end of this thing. So that's kind of how I feel like it's going to come, is you'll be celebrating by the end of it. It is going to deal with the past and finish up the past a lot, though. It's going to have to resolve in order for this to finally go anywhere. So whatever it is, we have to move past it and stop waiting for the answers to come to us. Let's make a path forward. What kind of a path are we going to mold ourselves to be, and celebrate that path?
So we're gonna play live lots of mad scenes today. We're gonna hype it up. We're gonna spread the good vibes, and hopefully he feels better soon. But we don't know what's going on. Yeah.
But ultimately, move past that. The things that kept you on.
Either way,
Yeah,
guys,
I know.
I'll keep you posted.
And then here they are to tell you, don't let that stop you though. I know it's a hard one though. But Valerie, are you going to keep letting this freeze you in place from happiness? Is this the tiny cracks that you hear every once in a while scaring you back to the other side? When you know perfectly well it's been cold enough and that ice is thick enough to hold you. You can make it across the ice. You're going to hear a crack every once in a while. Yeah, there are dangerous parts, but you know how to avoid those parts. And ultimately, you don't have to walk across the lake. You can walk around the lake. But it's time to get into your mythical car and drive to where you want to go. Stop taking the long, hard walk, Valerie. You don't have to be so hard on yourself anymore. You don't have to keep beating up on what you're not doing or doing with life. It's time to get into that car, leave only, and take only that which you need for the journey. Leave all the other junk behind in the dumpster. And if you want to bring your friend with, okay, but bring him as a passenger, not as someone that you're kidnapping, okay? Claim your power, Valerie. This is the best one that I feel that you need to hear. Claim your power. Claim it. Claim the future that you want. Start to envision the way you want to see your life being, and then claim that life. And then do whatever it takes to make that life real. As long as you are living up to your own expectations and your own goals and dreams, nothing bad will happen to you. You will keep moving in a positive direction. You get too full of yourself, think you're the shit, think you've got it made, and haven't figured it out yet. The universe will come along and boot you in the ass and say, oh, let me show you just how much you haven't gotten the lesson yet. So that's the only thing you have to be aware of. So you have to ask yourself, am I willing to learn the lesson, or is the universe going to have to teach me the lesson? Which way do you want it to be gotten? Trust me, your way is a lot softer than the universe's way. I'm so tired. I might stop at 11 today too, guys. Not kidding you. Today has been one of those. And I ate already and everything too, so I know it's not a blood sugar thing, and it's like.
Kaz, am I missing clips? I'm trying to keep up with chat. My mind.
And downs, highs and lows. Together we conquer the fears that impose. Hand in hand, we'll face any weather. For in our unity, we find strength together. We're not alone in this journey.
Oh, you're welcome, Valerie. I hope I helped you today. I hope I give you all good messages. I hope that I try to help you guys the best way I know how to do that. I'm human too. I make mistakes just as much as you guys. So remember, I'm not a perfect human being, and I try to give you the best advice and what my intuition tells you to tell you. So if I'm ever wrong, please come let me know I was wrong, because I'd love to know that, because that helps me be a better reader. So if I'm right, please let me know I'm right. Leave me a review. Leave me some kind of something that tells me how I'm doing today. At least do something like that. If you can't give me money, you know, and
Finding the voices in our head, depression. It spread worst of all, self-hatred. Hiding the truth, don't let it slip. And how we hide who we truly are. Scared to reveal our beautiful scars. In this mess, we find our own light, shining through darkness, ready to ignite, ready to ignite. Walking through shadows,
well, that's the
facing
song.
our fears, wiping away the sand. Lonely tears breaking the chains that hold us down. Rising above. Like a phoenix from the ground.
Free from the chains that hold me down. shadows of the night, I used to roam where the light would shine. I called it home. Tomorrow's the day when I'll finally be free. I know where I'm going, it's waiting for me. Ooh, yeah. Everything I've waited for, my soul will finally know. As I dance with the one who makes my heart glow. Swimming in the pale moonlight, chasing the stars so bright. No man on my mind, I'm leaving the pain behind. Ooh, yeah. In the shadows, I'll find my way. In the darkness, I'll seize the day. Gonna rise up like a shooting star. In the
Okay, Sam, how's it going, buddy?
I'll shine
Give me a second here. Pausing the music here. How you doing today, my friend? I'm doing okay. Like I said, energy's kind of running a little low, but I know what it is, but it's just getting used to some of the stuff here right now. But how are you doing? Oh, give me a second. I'm not. Am I muted now? Am I still muted? Hello. Testing 1 2 3. It says it's working. Okay, so you can hear me now, right? If you can hear me now, go, I hear you now, or put some googly eyes or some kind of, put an emote out there if you can hear me now. Okay, good. Now, here we go. I'm not muted. I didn't have my microphone close to me. I hear you. Okay, good. So, just a general reading for you today, then? Or did you have a question of the day? 1036, just random general. I think that's what you want. Yeah, I thought that's what it was going to be anyway. All right, so here we go with your 10 official shuffles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 God cards on the 5th shuffle. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then the 36th card is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and the 36th card is now on top, son. General reading for Sunny. I'm telling you, today is the day to get this one, huh? Because, son, it's important to hear that what the gods are trying to tell you and convey to you right now is that they want you to really look around and look at your life and what you actually have available to you and what you've gained up to this point. They want you to take a nice, hard, long look today and really look at how fortunate or how blessed you truly are. And to live in that and breathe in that for a while. To see the world with those third eyes, with those new eyes, because the world is going to open to you and you're going to see it in a new, different way. How we choose to see it now is we have to look at it. We have to really look and see it for what it truly is. And I think you get that already. But where do we take it now? Now that we know what we see in front of our eyes, it's time to move it and shake it into a place where we can temper that. It's time to start to create those tools that you need to start to fill that part of yourself that you need to do these things for. Because you need all of the tools. You need a shield to help protect you from time to time. You need that sword to cut through the bullshit or to defend yourself from that which may cause you harm. You do need a cup to remind you to empty out the sludge every once in a while, but to also refill it with the nectar of the gods. And don't forget that you are the one who's in control here. And this is the major lesson that they want you to hear, because the fanning card came out during the temper card. And the fan is one of the tools. The tool of the fan is to take your life into your own hand and you start to blow with your own power the ebbs and flows of how you want your life to go. You go slow or fast, how you want to go slow or fast. You cut away any spider webs trying to control you any longer, and now you work on fanning the fire you want to feed. What do we want you to start to understand that we need you to temper more of? We need you to donate back to self. You may not think this is important, but it's important. It's important you understand. We have to have you understand the receive part of this, that it's time to take. I have been learning this lesson myself, and it's one of the hardest lessons I've ever had to learn, because it's time for me to finally take back what I'm owed. Now, I know I'm a guy who's been givey my whole life. So for me to come here and say, you owe me something, is a very big thing for me. But I'm thinking about the kind of life I'm trying to control right now. And I've said to myself, I need to let go of some of that control. So the only way I can control is to let my fan be silent right now. For right now, my fan is sitting down before the fire. I'm letting the fire just continue to do what it's going to do for now. I don't need to fan it. I know that when I'm ready to, I will. But I'm still in that kind of mode to find out what that is. And it's time to take back that control over your life as well. Or maybe it's time to let go of the control finally. Want to see your God cards? Oh, I'm going to show you anyway. Can you hear us now there, Sen? Can you hear us now? Can you hear us now, Sen? Because I don't know how much clearer they can be with you. What do we want of you? What do we really want from you, Sen? We want you to take the time you need to make the best possible choice for your own path. You decide where you take it from here. You get your ass up off of the floor and pick a path already. We don't care what path. Just stop waiting around for the answers to come to you. Claim your goddamn power. Own your path. Own your dreams. Own what you want yourself to be. Walk the walk, talk the talk, and do the do. No more can you do this to yourself by saying, these pesky doubts get in my way. Well, I don't know. It will all mean something to you. This all means one answer, reminding you you're the only one who can understand what this message means. What do we need you to do? Tend to yourself again. We need you to tend to yourself. A spa day, a day of rest, a day of giving yourself a vacation, a moment of peace, tranquility, a moment of you basking in the sun, soaking up the positivity of the energy we will send you, because we need you to recharge the battery. Recharge the damn battery and bask in the sun all day long like you are a sunflower in a sunflower field. And I'm talking to myself here. And start to soak up the energy that's being provided. Don't let the things that kept you from happy keep you from happy. It's a crack in the ice. It's not caving in on you yet. You're just stepped on a puddle of ice, not a lake full of ice with very thin ice. We're moving forward. We have to keep going, pick up our feet and keep going. So whatever that means to you, Sen, that's what it means. I will be going to the driving school tomorrow. Well, you have to own your power when you're driving. Okay, let me give you something that not a lot of other drivers get. Okay, I'm going to give you 5 keys that will help you in driving. 5 things that if you do while you're driving will keep you safe on the road. Are you ready? Now, this is from America. I was a professional driver for 6 years, okay? I drove a commercialized big bus. So know that this came from training from a commercial vehicle standpoint. Okay, well, that's up to you to do. I was going to come check you out after stream, actually. So here are the 5 things. First thing, keep your eyes moving. When you are looking on the road, always look around at everything going on. Always keep your eyes moving so that you know what is coming for you, okay? Make sure you check your blind spots. Look in your mirrors, right and left. Make sure you clear before you merge into anything. So watch your blind spots. Keep a following distance of at least 5 seconds. Now keep the following distance is the third rule. Keep your following distance. Now how you decide what following distance is. So say you're going down the road and you see a bridge coming up, right? Now you're traveling at 55 miles an hour. You're going to look at that bridge and go, as soon as I see it, I'm going to count. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, until I reach that bridge. Now I'm going to look at the car in front of me, and I'm going to say, how many seconds does it take for me to reach that bridge? So, like I said, you're in this car right here, and the bridge is right here, and it takes you 5 seconds to get to the bridge, right? Now, the car you're behind is the same deal. You always want to keep 5 seconds in between you and the car so that you can make an action that you need to make an action of, okay? And give me a second. I have to think of the last 2 here. Keep your eyes moving. Oh, driving. Give me a second. I gotta look something up because I haven't used these for a while. So, driver keys, commercial. Oh yeah, the Smith system. The Smith system. Yeah, it's called the Smith system. So I'm getting that up here so that I can see here. Come on, where are
the mobile office? The technician for the mobile job and sit.
Key number 1, aim high and steering. Key number 2,
okay.
get the big picture.
Aim high
Number
and steering.
3,
So
your eyes-
what does that mean? I'm going to send you a link too so you can watch this link. Okay, so in the message here, I want you to watch this somewhere down the road, but aim high and steering. Okay, aim high and steering is basically as you got your hands on the wheels, you're going to make sure that you have enough time, enough energy, enough of a window to give yourself room to maneuver. So you're going to aim high and steering. And then I can go through all the other ones here too as well if you want me to. Give me a second here.
moving. Key number 4, leave yourself an out. And key number 5, make sure they see you.
Okay, leave yourself an out. That means always leave yourself a place to escape. Okay, no matter what, always leave yourself a place to escape to that won't cause injury to you or others. So if I'm traveling down the road and the only way to escape injury is to go onto the part of the road where no people are at, that's where I go. Okay, and then last but not least is, what was that last one?
Moving. Key number 4, leave yourself an out. And key number 5, make sure they see you.
Yeah, and make sure they see you. So if you're traveling down a road and you see someone trying to do something stupid, honk your horn lightly or make some kind of a signal to let them know that you're in front of them. So make them see you, in other words. Now, like I said, go check that video out. They explain it a lot better than I have, and that's called the Smith system. I use that in driving all of the time when I was driving, and I got in about 2 accidents after I became a professional driver. Before that, I had a little bit more accidents than that, and I'm not going to tell you how many. But I wasn't always the safest of drivers. I became a safer driver because of the Smith system. So these guys are explaining that, how that works. So Go check that out before you go to your driving test today, and they'll explain each step to you and explain why it's important to do each of them. So, you know, and you know, it's important to, you know, send that. Just understand that you are the person who is responsible for that vehicle no matter what happens. However it happens, you are always partly responsible for everything. We could have done something different in driving, you know. But okay, so it's going to take some time. And listen to your instructor. Pay attention to the laws of the land and the rules of the road, blah, 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 smackety, smackety. But more than anything, drive confident, drive that, and pay attention to all the signs that you can. The more you're paying attention on that road, the safer you will be. And you'll also enjoy the drive too. Because once you're doing it all of the time, it's like second nature to you. You can turn on the radio lightly and, you know, and keep the distractions to a minimum. Well, then things are going to be better for you, you know. Like I said, I drove for like 6 years, and I'll tell you, driving a big ass, and I'm talking about a 24-foot bus. So I'm talking 24 feet of pure behemoth of a bus. So that's 24 feet by probably about, I would say, maybe 5 to 6 feet wide. So 24 feet long to about 4 to 6 feet wide. And you have to take that thing around big ass corners in the snow through the, oh God, I can't tell you. There are so many stories I could tell you about me getting stuck in the snow with that damn bus. I'm going to go check on Cam, see how he's doing. Oh. Whoops, wrong one.
Type 3 if you got no pets. Cam's
Oh
daily
yeah,
back.
I can talk about my abilities. So, what would you like to know about my abilities there, Sen? I guess I'll open up the floor to you. What would you like to know? I'm going to do this right now. We're going to close down the queue, and we're going to have a just chatting session. How about that? And I'm going to change my stream title to just chatting for a bit. So, my abilities. So, first thing I want to talk to you about is, I don't know if, do you want me to start from the beginning of how I obtained them, how I learned to navigate them and use them and stuff like that? Oh, like tapping into, okay, I got you. Oh, okay, like tapping into your abilities without using the decks. That's a pretty good question, actually. The first thing you want to understand is you have to get yourself into a frame of mind. First, you have to believe it. First and foremost, no matter what, believe it within your whole heart that you are capable of what you want to do. That's gotta be number one about you tapping into anything. If you don't use it, you will lose it. So the more and more you practice it, the more and more you trust it, the more and more you do all of that, that is the first thing you have to understand. Respect what you're going into. Okay? Because what you are about to walk into is a world that doesn't understand the concepts of good or evil. Okay, we are the ones who set up good or evil. They don't understand good or evil. They only understand a balance of energies. So now that you're wanting to tap into that, it's now that you're asking kind of permission to see into that energy. At first, it was kind of like a door opening up to me, and I had to walk through the door. Very first thing I ever saw was a bridge. It was a bridge of light in my head. Okay, and the astral part of me envisioned myself walking from one side of my brain to the brain, that other part of the world that was connected to the divine. I would go up to a wall that I would see, and I would place my hand on that wall, envisioning this all the way, and I would actually vision this to happen, touch that wall, and then I would basically read that wall like I read a book or saw a movie. Then the images would flood into my head, and I would start to see a movie play out or a certain scenario play out. But then it becomes so automatic because it's then the switch is turned off from I'm mundane Joshua to now I am the unknown prophet. So no longer is there that disconnect between those two, and everything I say just comes pouring out of my mouth the way it's supposed to come pouring out of my mouth. I don't think about it before I said it. Well, the Akasha books are, it's kind of like the Bible. It's a good set of books that gives you a good set of instructions, but ultimately what do you have to discern from both of those things? There are books that give you a set of instructions. What you choose to follow and what you choose not to follow is up to you. It's up to interpretation for a reason, because you're meant to question faith and all of that other stuff when it comes down to the Bible. Same things with the Akashic books, you know? Okay, I'm connected beyond the Akasha books. That's how connected I am. The Akasha books look like, like the ABCs in kindergarten to me. Okay? That's what those things look like to me. Okay? So you have to ask yourself and remind yourself of what you're capable of. Then the third thing you have to do, Sen, to help you get into that is learn how to ground and center properly. Now, grounding, okay, and centering are two very different. Wow, those low-flying ducks got in here again. I don't know where the low-flying ducks were at, but excuse those low-flying ducks. They got out of the house, though. Don't worry, they escaped. If you heard that, he's already laughing on here. Guess who that was? It wasn't me. Coffee, my love. My little gas bag. Anyone else want some coffee here? There you go, coffee time. Coffee time for anybody else there. Hey, your bestie. Oh, did you miss that, or did you hear that, your bestie? She let one really fly just a moment ago. If you missed it, you'll have to go watch the VOD later. Anyway, she's doing great. Thank you for asking. Hey, yeah, we're kind of 420 styling it right now as well. So we're just talking a little bit about my gifts and asking. So let me explain grounding and centering to you, okay? Send back to being serious, okay? So, centering. The first thing you are doing when you're centering is you are imagining that all the parts of yourself that you want to obtain, or the things you want to become in life, and things that you want to say to yourself, I want to fill myself up with, okay? So I'm going to imagine that I've got all these technicals out into this universe that are going to grab all of those things that I do want, and I'm going to bring all of those within to myself. So I want to imagine my technicals going out there and collecting all of the things that I want to have within myself. And I'm going to bring them all together. And I'm going to imagine these things coming together in my head. Okay, do we understand that there, Sunny? And so you are okay. So now that you can envision yourself doing that, then you take that energy and now you ground that energy. What does grounding mean? Grounding means coming to a place of quiet. It doesn't mean that you have to be quiet. It just means that you have to get your mind to a point where you have let go of everything else you don't want. AKA the bullshit, the crap, the anxieties, all of that other stuff you don't want, you let go into the ground. Like it is soaking into the ground away from you. You let that go into that ground so that you can come back to a place of balance. One that equally gives you the light and the dark. So you have the light coming in and the dark coming in. That's called grounding and centering. You can do it this way. This is how I do it. It's a very simple exercise, okay? So watch me. First, I'm going to take a deep breath in. Now I'm going to pretend there's a small straw in my mouth and I'm going to blow out very, very, very slowly. I'm going to do this 3 to 4 times. And I'm going to imagine those things as I'm doing those things. So as I'm bringing the good stuff in, deep breath in, and as I'm exhaling, the bad stuff is going out into the ground. That's called grounding and centering. Okay? Now, if you can get yourself to that point, okay, now you are ready to start to connect to that divine energy you want to connect to. All you have to do is imagine a way to do that. What is the way you feel like you communicate the best? Honestly, what is the answer to that question? Just to answer that, son. What way do you honestly, what is the best way to get a hold of you and communicate with you? Okay. Well, I'm just saying, okay, you have your own gift there. But it's like a conversation, right? I'm going to have a conversation just like I'm having a telephone call. I'm going to call you up to see if you're there. Hello? Are you there? Waiting for ring, ring, ring. Okay, they picked up. Hello? Who am I introducing? My name is Joshua Bleasy. I am the unknown prophet. How can I help you today, they would say, right? And I said, well, today I really wanted to say that I appreciate my life. I want to get the blah, 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 blah. What I want to talk to you. What do you need from me? I need you to blah, 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 back to me. And then you open up those lines of communication. And then you go, okay, thank you for the information. Big hugs, love you, bye, click. You know, just like a telephone conversation. Or you do it whatever way you feel is necessary for you. It's whatever way you feel you connect to that energy. Then you have to do the last and final thing you have to do. The 3 things that are the most important. Trust yourself beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. What you are hearing, seeing, and everything. That you're not crazy or any of that bullshit. That you are going to own that personal responsibility, that you have this gift for a reason, that you have to use it to help people, not yourself. And last but not least, walk in unconditional love and unconditional trust as much as possible, because there are going to be people whom you might not agree with sometimes coming into your little vision. Now, when we start to see things like ghosts or spirits or guides and stuff like that, I don't have the ability to see things yet. I'm starting to develop that ability, but that will come over time. You know, that one I'm starting to develop, the see things thing. I see it in my head and stuff like that, yeah. Right. Exactly. And it's kind of like, like I said, it's all but automatic in my head, you know? Yeah, taste even sometimes. Sometimes I see a person's image so clear I can almost describe the freckle on their butt. But other times it's like, I kind of see a wave of red hair, yada, 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 you know? Or my favorite is when they show me objects that they want people to find. And it's always like the most cryptic looking thing. If it's a red journal, please show me a red journal, not something red with a little symbol on it somehow. And being it like, oh, what are you look? Why am I trying to do that? You know?
Merrick spoke to him. How's Mads? He's not doing well. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I don't know. We don't know what's wrong with him. I tried to force feed him.
You know? But, the most important thing, and I say it with all honesty there, son. Your connection is your connection. You decide how it works. If you can see it happening and you can balance that in with everything else, you get to make that connection be whatever you want it to be. So the more you want to hear it, I think of a radio I'm turning up sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm walking through an actual door, that like I'm walking through the door of light into the ethereal realm. That's what I feel like I'm doing now. And now I stay in there until I'm done with readings for today. You know, and learning how to use that energy and not be drained by that energy as well, you know. And then, okay, but if they're going to be, sometimes they are vague for reasons too. They're being vague because they need them to remember something, you know. They don't always give me all the answers for a reason sometimes. Sometimes they give me more answers than I know what to say about them sometimes, that there are some things I see, and even though I can warn them about it, against it, they're still going to do it anyway, kind of a deal. Like somebody there are a lot of people out there who trust in other people's ideas of who they want them to be and start to try to live up to their expectations and what they thought they wanted to do. Yeah, exactly. So I've had times like that. I've seen, I think, so things so descriptive. I actually saw 9/11 happen in my head 1 week before it happened. I actually saw the whole event happen 1 week before it actually happened. I tried to warn people about it. Everyone thought I was nuts. They said they'd never be able to do that. Everyone I talked to said they'd never be able to pull that off. 1 week later, it happened. And I'm like, okay. I was surprised by the amount of devastation, but I wasn't surprised something like that happened.
Let's say for the next 2 races, if he gets the closest and no one else wins,
It was, because it was like there was nothing I could do to stop it. I tried to tell people about it. I tried calling, I even tried calling the FBI, because I said, hey, if you want to come put me in jail for this, fine. But I'm seeing a vision of something happening in the future. The Twin Towers are going to go down. Something is going to hit the Twin Towers. I don't know when, but it's coming soon. Just pay attention to what's going on in your skies for a while. That's all I said to people. And they all went like, okay, kid, whatever you have to say. Thanks very much. And I'm like, okay. And how many times do you want to go around telling people that? It's just like when I come here to tell people that. I come here to tell you a possible future, but nothing's really set in stone. But there are certain things that not even I can stop. Some things were meant to be, like 9/11 was meant to happen. I couldn't have stopped that event if I wanted to. It was meant to happen.
all pets are family.
No?
You guys already know that.
So, learning how to balance between what I can do something about and what I can't do anything about. When I come here and give people readings, this is what I can do something about. These are the people I can affect, and these are the lives I can affect. But I can't be in charge of the whole world because I don't have connection to the entire world. Well, in a way, I kind of do, right? But that's up to them. They still got to come find me. They still got to say, I want to be here. They still got to say, I want to listen. And whether or not you hear me and listen to what I say, yada, yada, yada. So it's just like that with your guides or with who you're communicating with. You develop a relationship, just like you develop a relationship with things. I've been talking to invisible people since I was 8 years old, okay?
Options are officially in, everybody.
My main guide, who is now my wife's guide, was named Sarah, and she was with me from the time I was 8 years old till about, 49, because I'm 49 years old now. And she and I had no more work to do with one another because I had already learned everything I could learn from her. And then I still have 4 other major guides that I talk to on a pretty regular basis. And I think I've explained this to you before. There's Jonas, who's a new guide that I just got. He's in charge of telling me more about the hidden truths. He's more about helping me walk through that ethereal door. Then I have Amari, who is all about, she's an androgynous she's got a feminine but androgynous nature. She's the logical, but she's also more of the making the impossible possible. So fulfilling that last bit of the impossible that is owed to me, the universe coming back to pay me for all the good things I've done. It's like the universe has to a lot to live up to, and then then there's Athres, who's a karma demon. Now he says he's a demon who's trying to earn his way back into heaven, and he's been tasked with making sure that he dishes out the right kind of karma to the right kind of people. So he only makes bad things happen to people who deserve it, basically, not because Not for anything stupid like, oh, I stole something because I had to feed myself today. It's the serious shit he deals with. And because he's my guide, he protects me from all of you from doing anything to me energetically as well. And then the last guide, who very rarely speaks to me, but is the scariest out of all of them, is called Pathos. And he's basically like Death's agent. You know, he's been with me since the very beginning, and I saw him right alongside Sarah, but he was one of the very first things I saw, a dark, shadowy figure who basically knows the future and tells me everything there is to know about what you guys need to know. He is my connection between my connection into the unknown and to being the unknown too. I will never call myself Pathos, by the way. I will always be unknown, but he is kind of like that part of the unknown that is primordial. You know what I'm saying? That I can't even explain what that is. I just can't. But every time someone dies in my life, he comes and puts a really cold hand on my shoulder. So he always warns me someone in my life is about to die by putting a cold ice skeleton-like hand on my shoulder. I've only heard him speak 3 times, and that's a very scary voice to listen to. Besides Athrith, who sounds like this all the damn time. Doesn't matter what he's talking about. It's always, you know how I'm going to get those guys. All the damn time. It's like, you know, when you hear these voices in your head, you do question whether or not you're sane or not. You know? Amari doesn't really talk all that much. She more gives you like green light, red light kind of things. Oh, yeah, green light, you can keep going this way. Red light, stop, maybe think about it. So, you know, and I listen and I understand to those guides. Now, I, as a human being, have put these personas into these energies. They are probably just my way of being able to understand that. That's just the way my human brain decides to decide how I can handle hearing all of this information. And then I just come here sometimes. I start shuffling the deck, and honestly, I open my mouth and I don't know what the hell is coming out of it by the time I'm done talking. It's something I've been doing since I started being a witch. I was trained to be an intuitional witch, to go with what I feel in my head, to say what's on my mind, and even if it sounds crazy, it's me connecting with the divine, you know. Yeah, so that's how that's kind of that's not even the Reader's Digest version of it, but that's how I do it. I honor those people helping me. I honor my higher powers that they are allowing me to have this gift. But I also take responsibility that I've earned this gift, and I have to keep this gift and work on it every day in order to keep it. You know?
There they are.
And I told you that Mom's Meals came, right?
Yeah.
Okay, wasn't sure if I told you.
Good old BuzzFeed quiz.
Apparently Dan
Doug's
came
quiz
over too.
is going to tell us which dinosaur matches our
He's
personality.
from Mars.
Oh yeah, I went and we swapped marbles for a little bit of green, and I gave you the 2, so you could 2 over there. So I wouldn't accidentally smoke them.
Number 1 red, 2 orange,
Thank
3
you.
yellow, 4 blue,
So
5 green.
You're so thoughtful.
I would, however, if you are so beautiful, to give me like a butt of tobacco, so I don't have to go chasing down stuff outside. I would greatly appreciate you leaving me a decent butt.
Okay.
Your mind is elsewhere. Like I'm worried about my cat. Worried about my amazing cat.
So you know, Sen, and I don't know. At just a very young age, I trusted these things. Yeah, I understand why, because we're energetically sharing energy right now. You and me, we're sharing that energy. And the reason you're feeling tired right now is because you were raised up to a higher level as you were listening. Now we're returning back down to a normal level we're used to. We miss that higher power energy, and you feel like turkey dinner has just set in. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I feel like I just ate an entire turkey dinner. I need to go to sleep because I had too much good shit to eat. Yeah, basically that's what it is. I call it, in my faith we call it the ritual high, or as I like to call it, it's the energetic boost you get. And I'm walking in that energy right now, and being a conduit for that pure ethereal energy, and it's not even like being a fuse, it's like being plugged into a wall and letting the energy just flow through me. You know, my light is on. So, you know.
When you do sub only, if you want to have a chance to win prize money or like a giveaway.
But and then I started to learn how to use my abilities by trial and error a lot of the times. Doing seeing some things in my head, waiting to see if it actually came true or not before I didn't tell anybody anything. So just to know that what I saw it in my head and I saw it actually come true, that was part of it. And then to be able to be so scary accurate with people when it came to spirits or people who have gone behind me, you know, like if someone would have died in their family, I could basically know everything about them without knowing anything about them. I had the scary knowledge that no one knew where it came from, you know. And, you know, I'm reading what you said here. There once was a spirit of a fairy who came and played with me. She turned the floor slippery ice and we were playing. I returned to my body and asked if she would come again and play with me. She told yes, but never saw her again. Yes, she did come back. You started to play with her in your heart of all hearts. The child within took that fairy and is still playing with that fairy to this day. Stop that bullshit. You know exactly where that fairy is. Child at heart.
Hey, by the way, if anyone does want to join the Discord, click that link, and you get awesome content like this. Yes. See Kaz a lot. Next race is officially beginning. Really?
That's your guide. She's not leaving you. That was your first guide. Don't you understand that? You're not blocking anything. You just, all you have to do to hear it is start to hear the bells. Can't you hear the bells right now? The bells dinging?
Classic music artist. Let's say classic like 1990s or before.
I hear bells. Like little jingly bells. Playful jingly bells. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to say, jingly bells in the ear, it's not tinnitus. It's your guide. Trying to get your attention to pay attention. Now that you are paying attention, you will hear her. Now, hear her voice and say, I can hear you.
I thought you were going to get hit, dude. You made it.
Tell her that you now hear her. And now, clear the signal out. And now say, can we please keep this connection? Boom, you've just reconnected to her. That's all it takes, folks. Now you have to use it every single day and keep talking to her or you're going to lose that connection again.
Lead us to DeadMap victory. Lead us to our next championship. Guys,
Now ask her a question I can't answer.
the only species where the male gives birth,
Yeah, because now you're listening.
a lot of you guys got that. Which NASA space shuttle made its last mission to space?
Ask a question. More pressure? And what is your first instinct when you feel that pressure or ringing in your ear? What's your first gut instinct? What does it mean to you? I'll be right with you, Jews. Jews, I'm going to, just stay here. I just got to open up my bag again and I'll do you a reading. Because you came in here a couple of times, really late a couple of times, and I said, no, I'm sorry, I'm not feeling it today. But you know what? I want to give you a reading, okay? Because you deserve it. So, tell me what your numbers are, and your question is, Jew Bears. You don't have to worry about entering a queue here, okay? I think I owe you a reading.
I don't think anyone's gotten this yet. Morg says it's STS.
Well, then that's all you have to start to hear. Just start to listen to that inner voice, that fairy that's trying to speak to you and hear you. You know, because she's not trying to make you help you make bad decisions. You know, she's here to help you make good decisions. She's the playful, youthful energy you've been looking for, Senny. Oh. Play with your fairy in the most non-dirty way possible. Play with your fairy again.
So Morg, that is Atlantis. So Morg GG's, dude. Can't imitate.
Well, there you go. Always, you know, I'm doing a cleansing shuffle for you, Jew Bears here. Oops, icky. No. Already trying to run away on me, I guess.
Now up to 205.
You know? And the more you practice it and the more you listen to it, I bet your life starts going in a more positive direction. Now it's your responsibility to keep that connection. So 2 shuffles and the 20th card for you, Jew Bears, just a general reading today. 1 and 2, no God cards for you today. There, my friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the 20th card is now on top. And this will be my last reading, guys. I'm going to go get extremely stoned and get my spoons back for the day. Morning, King. Just doing one last reading here. So I'm sorry you guys keep coming in here. I know I say I'm going to be here to noon, but maybe I need to start earlier or something. But
We're very scared. Like, we're very worried. Because normally when Mads gets sick, he's better the next day. No drops? Okay. Jack, thank you. Lava Carbo, thank you. Thank you. But we'll see, guys. I got Mads
give me a
coming
second.
in.
Come on.
And,
I'm going to make myself a cigarette here. Give me a second.
hopefully it's nothing too serious, and we're going to figure it out. We're going to figure it out. We're going to make sure he's okay. Well, but guys, one of my favorite names on Twitch has arrived. Would you guys like to see who it is? Would you guys like to see this legend?
Are there any butts in there at all?
Who? Wait, be very careful right now. Who? Fucking.
Thank you. And then we're going to get to doing your reading there, okay, Jews? That was it, though. You just wanted a general reading, though, right? Okay, so... And we'll even add a little bit of green there. So we'll have a nice little cigarette, and we'll have a little bit of green on the way out.
Last name tonight. Fucking with an O. F-O-K. Gotta be very careful with that. Welcome to stream, legend.
Okay, I'm confused at what's going on here. Are there any girls around Jason that love him? Okay, so that's what you need to know, right? We're worried about the other girls liking Jason? He's not I mean,
Guys, we might need to come up with a different name
people always want what they...
besides nipple. We might have to come up with a different name for that one. Does anyone have a better idea besides nipple? Maybe do a different one. What do you guys think?
Sorry.
Let's see.
Hello?
Question.
Be right back, guys.
Most people are going with 1 or 2. 1 or 2. I think people are saying relaxed. 6 is loving. There's a vote for 6. Go relaxed. All right, next question. On a Friday night, what are you most likely to be doing? Number 1, Netflix. Number 2, clubbing. Number 3, dinner and drinks. 4, reading a book. 5, sleeping. Or 6, spa night. On a Friday night, I feel like most people are not sleeping, right? Friday night, gaming.
Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I took care of that one real quick, guys. And here, we're going to get back to you, Jew Bears, about are there any girls around here that love him?
We're doing
Like I was trying to say before, some people just want what they can't have. So there's always going to be someone that may love him or crush on him, but I don't know if they really love him. They don't know him well enough to love him. You know what I'm saying there, Jew Bears? Right now, they're deciding whether or not he's worthy of being picked into their lives or not. And are you allowing and not seeing that it's time for you to pick him instead of them? So he's being more confident of who he is. He's being more discerning of who he lets come into his life and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And there are girls that are going to be attracted to him. I'm sorry, this is just going to happen. But that doesn't mean that they love him. What we need to start to understand is that he's building something that's important right now. He's building something around a foundation. You know what he's trying to build in his life right now and why it's important for him to do that, right? why it's important for him to take these steps to protect that which he's just made for himself. Finally, he owns his life, his path, his everything. And the last thing he wants to see is anyone come along and crush his dreams or goals anymore. He's learning how to walk a different journey, though, Jew Bears. Just like in the unseen path tells you, he wants to be very determined to get to the goal, yeah, but he knows he's got to make a plan to get there. He knows that there's some bullshit that keeps getting in the way of finding what he's looking for. And I don't know if you're hoping he loves you or if he loves other girls, but we're betting almost all of the chips on he's still trying to work through his own crap enough to get to the place where he can start to make a fertile ground to plant in. So you have to get yourself ready to be a seed in the garden. And I don't mean that in a sexual way, okay? Stop giggling, someone out there. But just like flowers have to be planted, those seeds have to be planted into the place that he created to grow. So now that he's got a place for people to grow in, you have to be one of those seeds that have to show him why it's important to take care of that seed, why it's important to take care of you, and why is it important for you to understand that he's going to plant what is good for him in his life and will grow within him. So growing together with him is the whole point here. Yeah, I do think there are girls around here that like him. I don't think they love him. I think they have crushes maybe on him. Nothing considering love. It's puppy love. Puppy love would probably be the best version of what I got to say. They haven't planted the right kind of seeds in the garden to grow yet. That's what he's waiting for. He's waiting for the right seed to come into the garden so he can help grow,
Unseen whispers in the night, revealing secrets hidden from sight. With ancient wisdom, I'll ignite the flames of truth burning so bright.
You're welcome, Jew Bears.
Ethereal cards, they hold the key, unlocking mystery.
Well, guys, I'm going to find someone to go raid out to here and give someone else some much needed love today. So I'm looking for my people to go raid today.
I see guiding souls like a river to the sea. Welcome to the unknown prophet's domain, where spirits dance and fortunes remain. Let the tarot unfold, let it explain the path that lies ahead with no refrain.
On the road to destiny, find the path that's meant to be. Leave the past behind, it's time to set your spirit free.
I'm gonna go give you guys to a different reader. I don't know this reader off the top of my head, but I'm gonna go give you to her because I feel like you guys could be taken out to take her to her scene here. So give me a second here.
To unfold a wandering, find the path that leads you home. Take a leap of faith, don't be afraid to roam. Through the 5 paths you discover.
We're gonna go pay her a visit So go give her a like, a follow. We're gonna go give her one of our normal raid messages. Here's, if you are a non-subscriber, please follow that one. I don't know why it's not working now. Great. I don't know why the raid messages aren't working now. What the heck? Why isn't it working? Ah! I don't know how I turned it off, but I turned it off somehow, guys. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here for today. We're gonna go spend some love that way. Love you guys. See you soon.
I'm committed to the truth. That's my solemn vow. No less than honesty. I'll show you how. When life gets tough and the path seems rough, I'll shake things up. I'm not